McCumhaill Park, where today was the first round of the National Royal Labour National League on corner and left half-back Aidan Short. Centre field Mark Brimley and Neil Smith. Right half forward Declan Canavan. Centre forward John Brimley. Left half Damien Horish. Right corner Shane Skelton. Full forward Kieran McGurk. And left corner Jim McCumhaill. Paul Brimley will be number 18 on the Armagh substitute list. A change on the Armagh substitute list.
Fáilte go Parcean Bhacúla Malach Fé Don Chéad Cluiche sa Trí Náisiúnta Pellan í Déag Ochtus and Í Nocha. Welcome to McCumhaill and Armagh. The Donegal team sitting out in front of us now. County Secretary Bart. Fáilte over each then go Parcean Bhacúla Malach Fé Don Chéad Cluiche sa Trí Náisiúnta Pellan í Déag Ochtus and Í Nocha idir Donegal agus Ardwacha. Furin Donegal a Fark la Bumuchin ago Ardwacha Chachna Parkinish. Welcome to the first game in the 1989-90 National Football League between Donegal and Armagh. This game being played as the whole of the National League under the experimental rules with some significant changes, particularly to do with the kick out being taken from the hand and free kicks having the option of taking them from the hand as well. The Donegal team today, Gary Welch. Well, we look at the Armagh team at the moment, and their team is in goal, Brendan Tierney. Full back line, Leo McGeary, Gareth O'Neill, Brian Canavan. Half back line, Martin McQuillan, John Toner, Aidan Short. Midfield, Mark Grimley and Niall Smith. Half forward line,
today's game will be played under the new rules.
Declan Canavan, John Grimley and Damien Horish. Full forward line, Shane Skelton, Kieran McGurk and Jim McCumhaill. Donegal team, Gary Welsh in goals, as usual. Full back line, Brian Toohey, Jim Gallachóir, the newcomer at full back, playing with the Civil Service Club in Dublin, a native of Ballyshannon, and left corner, Matt Gallagher. Half back line, Donald Reid, Paul Carr and Martin Shovlin. Midfield, as usual, Anthony Malloy and Martin Gavigan. Half forward line, Jerry Curran, Charlie Mulgrew and Joyce McMullen. Full forward line, Manus Boyle, Marty Carlin and Martin McHugh. Donegal with 5 men who didn't play in the Ulster Championship this year. Jim Gallagher at full back, Matt Gallagher, Paul Carr, Jerry Curran and Manus Boyle. The referee today is Jim Curran of Tyrone. The Donegal linesman is Jack Fury. The game today, of course, will be played in 4 quarters with a minute between the first quarter and the second quarter, then the usual half time, and again a minute between the third and fourth quarters. Main changes, of course, have to do with the kick out, with the free kick, with the sideline kick, which now will be taken from the hand, and with some alterations in the hand pass where you can throw it up, toss it up by one hand and strike it with that same hand. The Armagh captain Brian Canavan, who has played in many positions for his county. Donegal captained again today by Anthony Malloy. This, of course, is the first game under the first real competitive game under Brian McAniff's new term of office. Brian taking over from Tom Conahan, who brought Donegal into the first division of the National League and kept them there last year. Brian McAniff has now taken over again, the man who has already, of course, guided Donegal to Ulster Championship victory in 1983. This, of course, too, is the first competitive inter-county game in the new look McCumhaill Park. The field now much wider than it was before. Work still going on the far side where people are standing today. Eventually there will be a stand today, or eventually today there isn't. They're standing there on the bank on the far side. Very fortunately today is a fine day. We can see blue sky over across from us there. There are clouds, but hopefully it'll stay dry for the hour.
Award after the final whistle, and it will be decided by members of the press. And the led by the Donegal Iron trainer.
I think the teams are turning around so that Armagh will be defending the Finn in the first half, as far as I could make out from Jim Curran's signal. And so a big occasion for Donegal football, a lot of publicity surrounding the election of manager, a lot of competition for that job with 4 main candidates. Brian McAniff was successful. He seems to have put a fair bit of work into the preparation, a lot of trial games then to select his county panel. Panel is selected now. They've played Tyrone and Fermanagh and Sligo in preparation for this, for the new rules, and so it's a big test for Brian McAniff and his squad. Yes, Donegal will be defending the town goal in the first half. And so general opinion is this should be a much quicker, faster game than the game under the traditional rules. Out midfield will be number 9, Niall Smith, and number 8, Mark Grimley for Armagh. Grimley, well known to Kilcar people, with the Grimley brothers playing a prominent part in Armagh's Harps' victory over Kilcar. Referee wants a couple of balls at each goal, I think, because of the new rule. So now we have 3 balls behind the town goal and at least 1 extra ball behind the Finn goal as Jim Curran prepares to throw it in on this historic occasion with the new McCumhaill Park, the new management and the new rules. Martin Gavigan and Anthony Malloy against Grimley and Smith. And it's Malloy, I think, winning the first game ball for Donegal to Gavigan. To Mulgrew. Mulgrew beaten there by John Toner. John Toner through to Damien Horish. Taken there by Brian Tuohy, finding Donald Reid. Looking for Marty Carlin. Marty wins it. Inside to Charlie Mulgrew again. 3 men round him. Charlie overholds and it's a free for Armagh. Seems to be Aidan Short of Crossmaglen who'll take this from the hand. That's the first touch of the new rules. Going towards Malloy and Grimley. Malloy wins that one inside to Martin McHugh to Gavigan. Gavigan has got Joyce going wide and he's given it to Joyce. He's got McHugh inside. Donegal running well early on. McHugh sells short, quick, well, and takes a shot and the points. First score in the new rules, perhaps in the whole new rule thing. Martin McHugh, the scorer for Donegal after a minute or so. Lovely football by Donegal, who many people are saying that this will suit them. So the kick out taken quickly then from Brendan Tierney. Mark Grimley going up, breaking it down to Jerry Curran. Jerry making a comeback to the inter-county colours, carving his way through to McHugh, who could take a second point for Donegal. No, it doesn't curl in. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. And so a blitzkrieg start by Donegal. Another point by Martin McHugh. Lovely interplay, and we'll have to watch now because the kick out comes very quickly. Maybe not as quickly as might later on. Donegal completely in command. Gavigan to McHugh again. Inside to Mulgrew. Mulgrew this time inside. There's another ball on the field. Fine shoulder there by Gavigan. No, it was an elbow, says Jim Curran, and it's a free out for Armagh, which again can be taken from the ground or from the hand, but there is an injury to Armagh's right half back, Martin McQuillan. 2 points to no score. McHugh starting very much in great form, and Donegal throwing the ball about as if they were more used to this than Armagh. Armagh too are now coached, of course, by Paddy Moriarty, the former Ulster player. There seems to be a serious injury there to Martin McQuillan. There's a Donegal man. No, the Donegal men are all around there. Charlie Mulgrew seems to have taken a bit of a knock as well. And so it'll be a free for Armagh, and once again Armagh so far not taking great advantage of the quick free. 2-0 for Donegal. Donegal forward line very, very promising now with Jerry Curran, who played so well in Irua's championship campaign and one of the most talented footballers in the county, back in county colours. Manus Boyle of Killybegs is back there. Martin McHugh and Joyce McMullen, both of whom took part in Ulster's Railway Cup victory, are there. And Marty Carlin and Charlie Mulgrew complete the sextet on the Donegal forward line. They're going to take this kick from the ground, I think. No, he changes his mind. Brendan Tierney taking it. Once again, a Silver Bridge man. Some problem there. Did he take it in the right place, or there's a little bit of confusion? A lecture from Jim Curran. It's a hop ball. No, it's to be taken from the ground. Yes, of course, the keeper wasn't fouled, and therefore the keeper couldn't take it from the hand. Yes, a little bit of confusion. If you're fouled, the man who is fouled takes it. The keeper can take it only from the ground. Donal Reid out to Marty Carlin. Marty Carlin inside to Jerry Curran. Jerry Curran inside, but it's taken by Armagh's right corner back, Leo McGeary. Martin Gavigan and Grimley going up for that one. It breaks down to Anthony Malloy. Anthony Malloy loses it there to Niall Smith. Niall Smith trying to come through. He's fouled, but again Armagh not so used to it, leaving the ball down. I've been corrected there that the programme is wrong, and the Armagh goalkeeper is actually from Mullabon, not from Silver Bridge. Paul Carr from St. Eunan's going for the ball with one of the Grimley brothers. Paul Carr fouls John Grimley, and so it's a free for Armagh. This will be taken by the real hero of the Railway Cup, certainly of the semi-final, Jim McCumhaill of Crossmaglen, who has a chance, and he's going to take the orthodox free for a chance for a point for Armagh to cut the deficit. It is not going to cut the deficit. It's going and gone, and it's gone wide. So the score remains 2 for Donegal, no score for Armagh after about 5 minutes of the first quarter. Short kick out doesn't work very well there for Donegal. Bad mistake. Ball comes out to Horish. Horish kick well blocked down by Donal Reid. Donal Reid has got men outside him. Paul Carr to Martin McHugh. Martin blocks the ball down there, but I think an Armagh man will get the boot in there. He does, but it should be a Donegal ball. It is a Donegal ball, and this will be from the hand by Martin McHugh. Inside to Manus Boyle. Manus does well. He holds on to it too long, and it's a free out for Armagh. Brian Canavan going to take it orthodox, changes his mind and takes the traditional. Up goes Gavigan. It's broken down there to Damien Horish. Horish seeing a fair bit of the ball, so are Jim McConville and Matt Gallagher. Jim touches it on the ground, free for Donegal, to be taken by Matt Gallagher. Matt Gallagher to Jerry Curran. Jerry Curran's got Malloy with him. He goes on his own, sending it away out to the far side where Manus Boyle is. Manus having a go on his own, takes the left-footed shot, seems to be good, is good. Fine point. Fine point there by Manus Boyle. Kick out is taken. We notice the kick out is being taken quicker, generally. Niall Smith. Long ball going up towards right corner forward Shane Skelton, but it's gone over the line. Line ball for Donegal. No, free in, free for a push. And so it's a free for Armagh to be taken probably by Shane Skelton himself.
That's wrong with that last one on the road. He says he can only take the line ball from the ground, but that's wrong.
Confusion there again. Now it's a free. The confusion here is that when it's a free kick, only the person who is fouled can take it from the hand for a physical personal foul, as far as I can make out. Anyway, this ball coming in, and Armagh in possession. Free in again for a push. Very scrappy game so far. Damien Horish, who's doing well for Armagh. This ball is being left down, and they're going to have a shot at goal. Well, the first 10 minutes, I would say people are a little bit unenthusiastic about the change. There's a certain amount of confusion here and there, but I suppose it'll take a bit of getting used to. This isn't going over the bar either, but it's kept. No, it's not even kept in play, and so it's a kick out for Donegal. Gary Welch has got the other ball quickly, and he takes it out very quickly. That was well done to Joyce McMullen. Joyce McMullen being covered there by Martin McQuillan, getting it inside to Martin Gavigan. Gavigan has Joyce working, and it's a free for Donegal, for a foul on Martin Gavigan. Martin McHugh's there to take it, Martin Gavigan's there to take it. Martin will take it. Martin Gavigan, that is. Short to Martin McHugh. Martin McHugh is not foul. I think it's a third man tackle by Martin Gavigan. Anyway, it's a free for Armagh, which Aidan Short is taking. Going in towards Anthony Malloy, who should get that one, and he does do it very well indeed, and gives it to Martin McHugh. McHugh availing himself very well today to Martin Shovlin. Martin Shovlin, the long ball down towards Manus Boyle, but it's taken there by Leo McGeary. Long kick coming out towards Brian Toohey and Shane Skelton. Ball eventually won by Donegal, but given away there by Joyce. I think that's Niall Smith getting the ball inside, but Matt Gallagher, or Paul Carr takes that. Paul Carr, long ball down towards Jerry Curran. Jerry will hardly make that one, will he? Manus Boyle does, keeps it in play well. Martin McHugh fails to make it, and it's Aidan Short. Aidan Short to his full forward, McGurk. Kieran McGurk still going through. Kieran gets the ball inside to Skelton. Skelton is going to have difficulty in making that. Yes, he does well, and he's fouled, and it's a free in. Brian Toohey fouling Shane Skelton there, a free in for Armagh. 3-0 for Donegal. About 10 minutes gone of the first quarter. Shane Skelton is going to take this one from the ground. Promising start by Donegal in a game that isn't in any way too thrilling so far. Skelton's kick is coming into the square. It should be taken there. Well taken by Brian Toohey. Drops it. It's Big Jim Gallagher anyway, getting it out there to Paul Carr. Paul Carr soloing away for Donegal. This in Eunan's man, out of county teams for a long time. This is a chance for Martin McHugh again, getting the ball down to Marty Carlin. Marty is fouled, and a free in there for Donegal. Taken very well by Marty. This is the Donal Reid. Donal takes the shot, and that's a great point by Donegal. And I suppose really that's where the foul is punished very well, and that's taken by Joyce. Joyce being held there but still getting through to Marty Carlin, who made the last one. Marty getting it out to Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie Mulgrew, good ball inside, and a great chance here for Martin Gavigan to goal it, and he does. Splendid play by Donegal, started by Mulgrew, and very well done with good combination and well finished off by Martin Gavigan, getting a rare goal for himself, but taking it tremendously well. Martin McHugh, who's all over the place and causing Armagh continual torment. This ball goes out to Joyce. Joyce inside to Jerry Curran. Jerry Curran takes the shot, and this time it's gone wide. But the Donegal forward line looking very, very sharp indeed, and certainly Curran, Boyle, McHugh, Joyce, all doing well. Well, when you haven't a ball, you can't take it out quickly, and it's gone beyond the wall this time. And so Brendan Tierney taking it out for Armagh. It's going towards Martin McQuillan there. Martin down towards Brian Canavan then. Eventually it's cleared out, but it's again to Jerry Curran. Jerry Curran takes this shot, and that's a fine point by Jerry Curran. Brendan Tierney taking it out, this time towards Martin McQuillan. Martin does better this time, gathers it well. Donegal 1-5, Armagh no score. Martin McQuillan coming running through. Ball inside there, well taken by Kieran McGurk. Kieran McGurk inside towards Shane Skelton and Brian Toohey. Skelton and Toohey. Skelton has it. Skelton covered by Chewy, losing the ball. He's got Damien Horish outside him. Tried to get it to Damien Horish, who has to work hard. Tom McGurk is with him. Kieran McGurk is with him. Horish's kick is blocked down. May come to Grimley. May come to Donald Reid. Mark Grimley fighting hard for it there. And in goes Anthony Malloy's boot, and it's a free in for a foul on Mark Grimley, and he's going to leave it down so that Armagh may score their first point. Armagh seem to be a little bit dazzled by all of this. This will be taken by Declan Canavan. So a chance for Armagh to register their first score after about 13 minutes or so of the first quarter. And it's gone wide. Armagh, very, very poor shooting there by Declan Canavan. The ball taken out quickly this time to Anthony Malloy. Anthony, the long left-footed ball down towards Jerry Curran and Brian Canavan. Jerry breaks it down, comes to Niall Smith. Niall rides the tackle up towards John Grimley. Tries to get it but doesn't. Anthony Malloy. And out comes Paul Carr. Paul doing well to Martin Shovlin. Martin Shovlin. The long ball again down towards Marty Carlin and his fullback Gareth O'Neill. I think, well, Marty doesn't get the advantage certainly. Referee says he fouled Gareth O'Neill, who takes the kick quickly. And here come Armagh. Up towards McGurk. McGurk going with, or to Grimley eventually gets it. Ball coming out this side towards Damien Horish. Free in for Armagh. That was John Grimley. This now is Brian Canavan. And once again Armagh going for the point, to be taken this time by Niall Smith. And once again it isn't. There is a free in for clapping, I think. The referee seems to have said. And so the referee is on the 14-yard line, and surely Armagh now will score their first score. It seemed that one of the Donegal defenders clapped his hands. Declan Canavan tips it over the bar, so Armagh opened the scoring after very nearly coming up towards the end. That's another bad kick out, and it's going to be a line ball to be taken from the hand by Niall Smith. Inside to Mark Grimley. Grimley, a nameless kind of kick that Shovlin should win, but it's well taken there by Declan Canavan. Declan takes the shot. It isn't accurate. Jim McCumhaill is in there. Ball broken down by Matt Gallagher, and it's Grimley well broken down again, and it's cleared out, and another chance for Armagh. The point is taken there. Well taken point by Shane Skelton. 1-5-2. 1-5-2. That emanated from a bad kick out. We're in injury time in the first quarter. It's the end of the first quarter, and it's 1-5 to 2 points, and now they have 1 minute to come to after that hectic first quarter of an hour of the new rules. So it seems to be really a turnover, that there's going to be no time for managers to say anything. It's just a simply turnover and begin again for the second quarter of the match. And so it's a little bit bemusing, some of it, for players as much as for everybody else. But so far Donegal doing well. 1-5-2. Jim Curran to throw it in. Malloy will go up and break it down, but Gavigan doesn't quite get it, and Armagh coming away, and now it seems that Kieran McGurk is out, and that's a mighty kick. That would be a great point. Gary Welsh does well to get his hands to that, and so it's a 45. Mighty kick there by Kieran McGurk. One can notice too there that there is a fair wind blowing towards the fin, and so the Donegal had the advantage of that in the first quarter. 1-5 to 2 points, Donegal ahead. This will be taken by the Armagh number 10, Declan Canavan, who scored one of their points. It's not going over the bar. It's pushing the back and a free out. Kieran McGurk will go up there with Martin Gavigan. Martin does get well to get it forward, but it goes to Brian Canavan. Brian Canavan to Kieran McGurk, who's having a big influence there, and the ball is well taken there by Paul Carr. Paul Carr, aimless kind of kick towards the side of the field, carried away by the wind. Line ball for Armagh. Will be taken there by their number 5, Martin McQuillan. Up she goes. Oh, well fielded there. Tremendous fielding for Armagh. And Skelton eventually getting the ball in, and that's a glorious point. Glorious point by Shane Skelton. The work being done originally by Martin McQuillan, and a fine point by Shane Skelton. Donegal meanwhile are attacking again. Charlie Mulgrew and John Toner competing for it there, and it's a free for Armagh, which John Toner will take. Fair sized crowd on the far side of McCumhaill Park. Certainly not perhaps as big a crowd as one would have expected for this kind of occasion. Armagh taking the free. Jim Gallagher goes up for it, doesn't get it. Comes to Jim McConville. Jim McConville being held by Matt Gallagher. Free in. Jim is going to take it himself and going for the point, and he takes the point. So Armagh are coming back into this game now with a point by Jim McConville, the Ulster Railway Cup hero from Crossmaglen. The kick is taken out there, but it's not a good kick by Donegal. Martin McQuillan getting it with ease. A ball going in there now between Paul Carr, and Paul eventually wins it. Good tough tackle there, but Donald Reid rides the tackle, being hassle there. Jerry Curran anyway getting the ball up, but a poor ball by Jerry, so a line ball for Armagh. Armagh settling down a bit. Donegal playing now against the wind in the second quarter, not perhaps using their kick-outs as well as they should. Long ball going in with the wind, and it comes to Jim McConville again, and Matt Gallagher comes to Niall Smith, and Smith takes a point on the score. So 3 quick points by Armagh there to make it 1-5. And Gary Welsh this time out towards Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie Mulgrew, ball broken down by Charlie to Martin Shovlin. Martin Shovlin coming, dashing up the field. Ball inside, poor ball, free, picked off the ground by the Armagh right corner back Leo McGeary. And it's a free for Donegal. Manus Boyle is thinking of taking it. The referee says a ball was thrown away, and so it's from a pointable position now, where Martin McHugh and Manus Boyle. Manus is the right-footed kicker, and so Manus has a chance to put Donegal further point ahead. Remember, they're only a goal ahead now after their blitz of a start. Manus Boyle the taker. No, started off well, but screwed away, and so it remains 1-5. The kick out coming out. Too many people inside. This seems to be another problem here. Players are playing away, but there were too many people inside the 13-metre line. I don't know who exactly is being punished, whether it's defence or attack. Certainly both sets were in. Seems to be one of the impossibilities in this new rule thing for certain people to come out in time. And in actual fact, he's just saying it has to be taken again. Probably hadn't blown his whistle. Charlie Mulgrew is there, but it's Declan Canavan. Declan Canavan getting it back to his centre half back, John Toner. Toner down towards Brian Tuohy. Tuohy does well to get that ball inside to Martin Shovlin, but the ball was out, and it's a line ball for Donegal. Martin Shovlin will take it. Not as much running as there was earlier on. We don't see many running for Martin at this stage. Gets the ball, but it's only going in towards Grimley. Grimley doesn't do too well there. Joyce McMullen, good ball inside, but Manus will have difficulty in getting it. McGeary does well that time. Leo McGeary getting the ball to Jim McConville. Jim McConville and Matt Gallagher. Now Donald Reid, he's got Matt with him. Gets it back instead to Paul Carr. Paul gets onto his left foot, but instead fisted. And Donegal moving up again sweetly with Anthony Malloy now. And he's got Martin Gavigan, but he goes for the long one instead. Not too great, but the ball is taken there by the full-back, Gareth O'Neill. Gareth O'Neill down towards McGurk ball broken down, and it's coming to left half forward Damien Horish back, not too well there. Manus Boyle. Manus gets it inside along to Marty Carlin. Oops, gets it inside eventually, Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie cutting through, and he's over. No, he didn't overhold. The referee Jim Curran says he used the elbow. One thing about Jim Curran, he certainly makes it clear what he's giving frees for. Anyway, this is Aidan Short. Of course, this day is testing for referees as well as for everybody else because a lot of it is new to them. Up they go for that one, and it's coming to Martin Shovlin. The Niamh Ulton man getting the ball up along towards Martin Gavigan. Gavigan doing well. He's got Mulgrew inside him. Mulgrew isn't going enough. Martin's still going through. And lovely ball now to Mulgrew is there. And Mulgrew has a chance of a goal, and he takes the wide instead. That was a clear chance for Donegal. Good work by Martin Gavigan. They were slow and moving. The kick is going to be taken by immediately, of course, by Brendan Tierney. There's great alertness being called for generally here from these kickouts. Ball breaking through to Armagh's right half back, Martin McQuillan. Martin McQuillan gets a good ball there, and he gets it to return pass himself, and he's got men inside him, and he doesn't do too well there. Eventually ball comes out to Shane Skelton. Skelton now being covered by Jim Gallagher. Skelton being fouled by Jim Gallagher, free for Armagh. One 5-5. About 8 minutes gone. Declan Canavan will take this one. That is of the second quarter. And it doesn't curl enough, and it's gone wide, harmlessly wide, and so Gary Welsh to take the kick out. New ball isn't available yet. He has it now. Not as he calls for Joyce and sends it to Joyce. That was a good play by Gary Welsh and by Joyce, and again by Joyce to Martin Shovlin, followed by Declan Canavan, who's working hard for Armagh. Martin Shovlin doing well, still going through, gives the ball inside to Martin McHugh. Will Martin get it onto his left? No, he goes for Jerry Curran. Jerry cutting inside, chance for Jerry to take a shot and a point, and Jerry takes the shot but doesn't take the point. Brendan Tierney again with the kick out. Brendan quite busy in this first half. Gives a long one in between the four. This one is broken down to Joyce McMullen. Joyce McMullen losing possession, does well to get it back to Marty Shovlin. Martin Shovlin inside towards Manus Boyle. Manus and Martin McHugh now. Martin gets the ball. Martin is fouled, and it'll be a free, which traditionally he would have had a shot. He does well there to get to Martin Gavigan. Good play by Donegal, but Martin isn't well supported, and he does well to fight back and get it. Martin still going through on his own. He's still going through. Gives a great ball inside to Joyce, and that's a great goal for Donegal. And I think it's Jerry Curran, is it? Or Joyce. Great play by Martin Gavigan. This goal scored by Joyce McMullen. And so Donegal now go 2-5 to 5 points ahead. Gavigan is doing very well. He scored one goal. He totally made that goal. This is Marty Carlin. Gets the support now from Charlie Mulgrew. Charlie on the end line. Charlie trying to get right through. Good running by Charlie. Gets the ball inside to McHugh. McHugh to Curran. Curran drops it. Ball coming out now towards Mark Grimley. Mark Grimley being held by Anthony Malloy. Armagh not quite as alert as I said before. That isn't allowed now, but the referee lets it go because he stopped it earlier on. But he said common sense there. And anyway, the ball breaks through towards Shane Skelton and Brian Toohey. Shane Skelton has won it. Shane Skelton fouled by Paul Carr. Shane leaves it down. He's going to take it himself. About 10 minutes of the second quarter gone. Shane Skelton free for Armagh. Doesn't rise enough. Gary Welch takes it on the chest well. Out to Paul Carr. Paul doing well in his comeback match. Doesn't do well that time to Kieran McGurk inside to Canavan. Canavan going, or Martin McQuillan. Martin McQuillan has a chance there but gives it away across to the far side of the field. The shot is taken by Niall Smith. It hits the post and it comes out towards Paul Carr. Paul Carr sees Donal Reid, but doesn't manage to get it to Donal Reid, and so a line ball for Armagh. I think it's Kieran McGurk. It is Kieran McGurk. Line balls have to be taken from the hand. Canavan did well to get that ball inside to John Grimley. Grimley going through, takes a shot. I don't know what it comes off. It's Jim McCumhaill anyway in possession with Matt Gallagher on top of him. Getting it across. Andy Malloy cut that out, does so, and gets a very nice ball out to Gavigan. They were saying that these midfielders wouldn't be in this game this much, but certainly Gavigan and Malloy are proving the lie to that. Manus Boyle going there with McGeary. McGeary wins it, and a long relieving clearance, as they say. And there goes Brian Toohey. Toohey doing well to McHugh. McHugh coming back into the action. He's fouled after he kicked the ball, I think. No, when he kicked the ball, and so the free is back where it happened. 12 minutes gone. Martin McHugh foul there. Very clean game, no bookings or anything so far. Leaves that one to Martin Gavigan, who I think now should be taking it from the ground. He does, since he wasn't fouled himself. That might have been a foul there. Gavigan goes in tough there. Ball comes out anyway, and there's a tackle and a half. And Kieran McGurk is fouled. Kieran himself is looking for men to be free, but Armagh aren't freeing their men quick enough. The long ball going in towards Paul Carr, who breaks it down, but unlucky there, and a boot in there by Mark Grimley, but it's gone wide. Gary Welch gets the other ball, looks for men. Men aren't ready yet. Martin Gavigan is now. Was he inside? But he gets away with it anyway. It's coming out anyway towards Paul Carr. That was Anthony Malloy, actually, not Martin Gavigan, who initiated that move. Brian Toohey. Well cut out by Martin McQuillan. Down towards Jim McConville, ball broken down, coming to Kieran McGurk. Kieran McGurk inside towards Grimley, and out comes Welsh. Left it late, and the point was taken there by the number 11, John Grimley for Armagh. A little bit of hesitation there, one feels, by Gary Welch. 2-5 to 6. This kick is not a good one either, and it comes to Declan Canavan, who's fouled, and it's another free for Armagh. Certainly plenty of scoring. It is a more fluid kind of game, without any doubt. That kick is going to go wide, and again it's going to bring in perhaps more kicking like that and more accuracy in kicking like that. Gary Welch wasn't too accurate that time because Armagh man wins the ball, but it's eventually breaking loose. Jim Gallagher nearly got it. I think Mark Grimley might get it, and he does eventually. Donal Reid is about there. Ball comes loose to Martin McQuillan. Ball inside there again. This time it'll go wide, and Brian Toohey will leave it be there as Gary Welch goes for the other ball. The similarities to Australian rules football, of course, will be very evident, especially to anybody who's been watching the Australian game and the final there recently of the Australian rules game. Martin Shovlin anyway getting that ball up. Cut out again. Free for Armagh. Going to be taken by John Toner himself. Does well that time to Kieran McGurk. The long one by Kieran McGurk. Matt is going up there. I think Paul Carr does well there. Paul out towards the side of the field where Marty Shovlin might get it. Declan Cavan breaks it down to Damien Horish. Damien Horish still going through. Got a man inside him. Gives it to Skelton. Or Niall Smith. Niall Smith getting the ball across. Dangerous ball to a shot. Oh, great save! Great save by Gary Welch. Wonderful save as that ball was turned in again by Armagh's John Grimley, who had got a point in a similar fashion a couple of minutes ago. That time Gary Welch was a bit hesitant, but this time he was brilliant in reacting very instinctively. It's a 45. Taken quickly to Kieran McGurk. Will he get the point out of it eventually? Yes, he does. Good points. Kieran's first point. Armagh keep it creeping back into a game where there are many scores, 5 to 7 points, and we're still in the first half. Very near the end of the first half. Donegal a little bit more ragged now. Another chance for Grimley, and this time Gary Welch will deal with it again. The switches of Kieran McGurk coming out to midfield and John Grimley going in there have worked. There goes the half-time whistle. An entertaining first half. 2-5 for Donegal, 7 points, and I would say it's 30 very tired men. They certainly know they've been in again. They're certainly far more running in it. And you can see by their faces and expressions there, it's taken a fair bit out of them early on in this league campaign. 2-5 Donegal, 7 points Armagh. Donegal, points from Donal Reid, Jerry Curran, Manus Boyle, 2 by Martin McHugh, goals by Martin Gavigan and Joyce McMullen, and a lot of the credit for that goal going to Martin Gavigan as well. Armagh seem to be staying on the field. Donegal are going into the dressing room, so 2-5-7. Five to 7 points, and the second half has started, or the third quarter. And it's Armagh, Damien Horish. He's fouled by Martin Gavigan, who dissents. It seemed to be a clear enough free. Damien himself will take it. He's got Kieran McGurk beside him. Kieran, fisted again there to Gary Welsh. To Brian Toohey. Bad by Brian Toohey. And wide, a fair shot there by Niall Smith, but the ball's gone wide. Gary has the ball. He's waiting for somebody to come outside, Matt to come outside the 13-metre line and for people to get loose. Donegal have the wind in this third quarter. Andy Malloy's going up, ball broken down, but he was up on Anthony's shoulders. So Anthony takes the free for Donegal, and it's not a good ball by Anthony. Nobody could make it. Martin McHugh isn't too happy, and so Brian Canavan, Aidan Short. Donal Reid, that's good catching. He's got a man inside, but he can't just get round to it. Joyce. Gavigan. Carlin. McHugh. Boyle. Fouled. Advantage given. Manus takes a shot. And the point. That's a grand point by Donegal. Good score. Manus Boyle the scorer. His second point, but it was a tremendous move beginning up here under us and going all the way. Game is carrying on anyway, as usual here, as McGurk sending the ball inside to Martin McQuillan. Martin McQuillan going through steps. Takes the shot eventually and it comes across the goal. It's not going to go out. And Mark Grimley trying hard there, battling away. Outside to Jim McCumhaill. Jim tries to get through Matt Gallachóir, not easy to do. Ball inside again, breaks there to John Grimley. John takes a shot, no problem, to Gary Welsh, who does well to Anthony Malloy. Anthony rides the tackle. Long loping strides, a long ball upfield to Marty Carlin, but the referee had blown for the late charge on Anthony Malloy. The kick is taken beautifully inside to Joyce there. Great thinking, but it didn't fall too good for him. Then he picked it off the ground. Or did he? No, the referee says go on. He should take his point now when he's got through. He takes a shot, but not the point. Good thinking there by Manus Boyle. It was a great ball. Good thinking by the keeper there too as he gets it out to Kieran McGurk. Kieran McGurk back to his full back. That's Gareth O'Neill. Gareth O'Neill to one of the Grimleys, but that's a poor kick. And it's Matt Gallachóir having no problem there to Martin Gavigan. Donegal will need a few scores in this third quarter because they'll be a tired team facing the wind later on. Martin Carlin there losing the ball. Kieran McGurk doing a pile of work. Back again there, getting it out of defence to Martin McQuillan, two of the Armagh's old campaigners, to Jim McCumhaill. Jim being held on to there, given the advantage, but then is fouled, and it's a booking this time for Matt Gallachóir. Perhaps not just for that foul, but for persistently fouling. Jim McCumhaill. Jim getting the ball into Brian Canavan. Brian Canavan unmarked. In again towards the edge of the square. Up goes Grimley again, taking it well that time. Down he goes himself, not fouled. Then head down, free out. And so John Grimley has no cause for complaints because it's very hard to see that any Donegal man fouled him there. It can't be taken by... Well, anyway, whatever the rule there is, Gary Welsh is taking it from the ground. Donald Reid takes it well, then loses it, and he's fouled then rather foolishly by Damien Horish. This kick is taken by Donald Reid. Towards, well, drops well for Martin McHugh. Martin McHugh running through the Armagh defence. He carries the ball too far, and it's a free for Armagh, taken towards Kieran McGurk. Kieran then losing the ball to Joyce, I think, but again Armagh fight back for it. Niall Smith, good ball that time to McGurk. McGurk is fouled, and that'll be another booking, this one for Anthony Malloy. And so Donegal have two men booked in the last minute or two. Matt first of all, and Anthony Malloy there for a heavy charge tackle on the Armagh full forward, originally full forward Kieran McGurk of Sarsfields, who has already come out midfield and has had a very big impact on the game since he came out midfield early in the first quarter. They're going to take this kick from the ground. Is going to be taken by Niall Smith, and it's a chance for Armagh. But it's nearly on the 45. It's difficult enough. Wynn taking it away. Ball breaks loose again there, and it's a wide ball. I thought it might have been a 45, but the referee and the umpire say it's gone wide. Gary Welsh, Donegal not so impressive in this quarter. It's still 2-6 to 7 points. Gary's kick coming down towards Jerry Curran. Jerry breaks it down, and it's fortunate that it comes to Paul Carr, who does well to Donald Reid. Donald Reid, that good ball now to Martin McHugh. Martin taking them on. Good ball to Mulgrew. Mulgrew inside to Marty Carlin. He should have men loose. Marty taking the shot himself. McHugh going up there, breaking loose. Armagh coming away with the ball, and it comes to Niall Smith on his own. Niall Smith, the long ball in towards Jim Gallachóir and John Grimley and Jim McCumhaill. McCumhaill on the ball. Matt there as ever. Good ball inside to Horish. Horish has a chance, takes the shot and wide. Good move by Armagh, but poor finishing. Gary Welsh taking the kick towards Donald Reid. Will Reid make it? No, he doesn't. He didn't go for it. Kieran McGurk once again, perhaps Armagh's best player so far. Donald Reid following him, doing well, dispossessing him. And Martin Gavigan to Malloy, to Curran. Jerry Curran to Joyce McMullen. Towards Marty Carlin. And fullback Gareth O'Neill. Marty should take that one quickly. He does take it quickly to Martin McHugh, who does well to get inside. Chance for Donegal. Good man inside. Mulgrew has a chance. He must score. He does score. A point only. Well, great work by Donegal. Charlie did well eventually to score, but the keeper did his work well and narrowed the angle and blocked it and made the goal difficult. Great play by McHugh there. Man is Boyle. Inside to Joyce. This is suiting Joyce. Man is McHugh. Joyce taking the shot, and it's taken on the line by Brendan Tierney. Out this side of the field towards Niall Smith. Neil Smith towards Martin McQuillan. A lot of running in this game. Keeps it in. No, he doesn't, says Jack Fury. And so Donald Reid will take this. Jerry Curran is free. He does opt for Jerry Curran. Jerry flying through on his own. Cross to Joyce. Joyce to Manus. This oval elaboration remains as a bit of Ulster final at this stage. And Joyce anyway eventually taking it into his own hands, which was sensible, and taking a good point. Joyce very much back in good form today. Came in, was on the Ulster panel and played a little while in the Railway Cup. Martin McHugh, of course, played the 2 games and was a top Ulster scorer in the Railway Cup final. Donald Reid was down there too. Anthony Malloy came in for a minute at the end of the final. Nearly 10 minutes gone of this third quarter. Donegal leading by 2-8 to 7. One feels they'll need it all in the last quarter as Armagh come up. And that ball is won quite cleanly by Declan Canavan. The ball going inside, but a mistake by Matt Gallachóir, who recovers and puts pressure then on Donald Reid. Donald, however, will have time to pick it up. No, he decides to go round Damien Horish. Damien Horish tries to obstruct him, and so Donald Reid will take the free for Donegal. Donegal 2-8-7, but a 7-point lead in this game isn't a 7-point lead in the whole game. Here comes Jerry Curran. To Joyce. Their interplay is good. Kick block down. Brian Canavan. One of the Grimleys, they're twins, they're hard to know who's who. That's John. And Mark is on near that ball. So was Jim McConville. Matt dealt with him. Matt coming out with the ball. Good one to Chewy. Andy Malloy is free. Andy doing well today. To Gavigan. Got 2 men loose. Decides to go it alone. The long one towards Marty Carlin. Too long. Brendan Tierney will let it go. And so a wasted opportunity there. Donegal 7 points ahead. 4 minutes or so to go, I think, in this quarter. We might have rain too. Manus Boyle did well there, and Joyce benefited by it, and Joyce now is going to take them on. He's going right through himself. He's a chance here. He could inside, and it's a goal. If it's not a square ball, it's not. It's a great goal by Marty Carlin, and the work was done by Joyce, and Marty Carlin scores for Donegal. Wonderful work by Joyce McMullen. Certainly Joyce is just as Martin Gavigan got a lot of credit for Joyce's goal. Joyce must get most of the credit for that goal. And the ball touched on the ground by Donegal man, an Armagh ball. By 12 gone. 3 to go in this quarter. Donegal man down injured, even though it's an Armagh free. Donegal seem to be well on their way now. They're 3-8 to 7 points ahead. It's a 10-point lead, and they should be getting their first 2 points in this National League. Declan Canavan leaves the ball. Armagh free. Aidan Short. Bring it forward, or play it. Aidan Short getting the ball in towards one of the Grimleys, John Grimley. McConville and Matt. McConville wins this one. Matt is at his heels again. Jim McCumhaill trying to get through him, but doesn't succeed. The ball's gone wide. 3-8-7, Gary Welsh. The Donegal injured player. I think it was Manus. It's all right. Oops. Near enough there again, but getting away with it, Martin Gavigan. Long ball down towards Charlie Mulgrew. Breaking to Manus Boyle. Manus held, taken himself. Nobody's ready. Thinks of leaving it down. Will leave it down, and now Jerry Curran has to take it from the ground since he wasn't the player fouled. It might be him or it might be Joyce. Jerry's going to have it. Go at it. Jerry hasn't, I don't think, taken any pointable frees. That's hardly pointable. Well, he went very near. Martin Carlin goes up, breaks it down, and Armagh's centre half back on the ground there, trying to come out. He's fouled. I think it was John Toner as far as I can see. Kieran McGurk. Too near. Wasn't taken by the man fouled. Is that it? Confusion anyway. Seems that his own man was inside the 13, even though it wasn't a goal kick out. Anyway, here they come. Maiden Short is fouled this time. Jim Curran doing very well because, as I say, it's very demanding on referees. First of all, from the point of view of fitness, and then from the point of view of knowing these rules and knowing the distinctions between one thing and another. Anyway, here comes Grimley, picks it off the ground. Bit of nastiness in there, is there? It's a Donegal free anyway for the pick-up off the ground, and this free will be taken by Martin McHugh, who finds or tries to find Manus Boyle. Did Manus foul? Manus got the ball anyway, gives it inside to Marty Shovlin. Marty Shovlin takes a left-footed kick. Would it be a great point, but it's a great wide instead. Tierney finds or tries to find Horish, does find Horish, who's fouled. 2 balls on the ground. That's going to be another little feature of this game, I would say. Horish towards Canavan and Shovlin. Shovlin having a good game today. Ball broken down towards Charlie Mulgrew and Brian Canavan. Brian Canavan back towards Martin McQuillan to John Toner. John Toner from the Harps inside to Martin McQuillan. He's got a man inside him. Gives the ball inside. Great ball there to Canavan. A chance of a goal, and it is off the post. Paul Carr blocked it and deflected it, but fortunately it came off the post. Martin Gavigan, that was an impossible ball. Ball coming now towards Mark Grimley. Mark Grimley miskicks, and Shovlin to Reid to Paul Carr to Joyce, covering a lot of ground. Shakes off that tackle there in good old fashion. Too many steps. It was a good decision by the referee, just taken too many, but Joyce having a good game for Donegal today. Neil Smith. We're pretty near the end of the third quarter and the final turnabout. This is John Grimley, this is Canavan for another goal chance. Down he goes from Big Jim, and it's Matt coming out with it, giving it to Paul Carr, and a lot of people getting tired, but Paul Carr at the moment isn't anyway, carrying the ball upfield for Donegal. Give it long, says somebody there, gives it long. Mulgrew, Toner, and there goes a push, and it's an Armagh ball. Toner. The end of the third quarter, and so they'll change around for the final quarter. 3-8-7.
Would Enda Caldwell from Donegal please come to the press box? The student card has been handed in. Enda Caldwell.
So Donegal 10 points ahead entering the last quarter. Armagh will play with the wind in the last quarter, but Donegal should have good enough buffer. 3-8-7. Down under us there we see Jack Fury and Paddy Moriarty, one of Armagh's great players, who is now manager of the team. Last quarter started, Malloy breaks it down, but it comes to Neil Smith. think McGurk's gone back into full forward now. Jim Gallagher, Martin Gavigan, Neil Smith, Charlie Mulgrew. Neil Smith fouled. Neil Smith takes it himself. Going now in for the big Grimley free in. No, says Paul Carr. Grimley thinking of taking it. Waiting. And should tap that one over the bar. It's going to be John Grimley going to take it, the number 11 from the Harps, and tips the ball over the bar, 3-8 to 8. And in this game, scores will come faster. The 10 points is not as big a lead as in the traditional game. Gary Welsh towards Joyce. Joyce is fouling Martin McQuillan, says the referee. Martin takes the kick, but is well cut off there by Donald Reid. Gives it to Joyce, who wasn't really expecting it. Takes it well anyway and sends it up towards Manus Boyle, but Manus is beaten by McGeary. Joyce gets the boot in there. It will remain in play. Martin McHugh fighting for it. Martin McHugh sending it out over the line, a line ball for Armagh. All line balls being taken from the hand. The sub on the Donegal team, Sylvester Maguire, comes in for Charlie Mulgrew. I think substitutions will be used nearly 100%. It seems that Kieran McKeaney will be coming in. Kieran McGeeney for Armagh in a minute. Haven't heard of him before. Free for Armagh. Neil Smith. That probably go too far. Jim will let it go, and it goes. And so 2 Armagh subs coming in. Number 20 is Ollie Reid, outstanding colleges player a year or 2 ago, and the other man will be Kieran McGeeney. Anyway, the play is carrying on. They hadn't time. Donegal moving it upfield, and it's Marty Gavigan to Marty Carlin. Marty doing well to take it. Head goes down then. It will probably be an Armagh free. It is an Armagh free. Crowd don't like it, but there seemed to be a head going in there, and any time it does, referees are inclined to say he's charging with the ball. Anthony Malloy will break that down, but only 2 Armagh men. Reel is in the game now. I don't know who's gone off. That ball is going in towards Skelton. Skelton gets it down to Gary Welsh. Gary cool under pressure. Taking it out. Gary still taking it out. Donald Reid back to Gary Welsh, and there's a man coming in. They need to be careful in there. He's back now to Matt, to Martin Gavigan. Aidan Short will cut that one out. That goes to Mark Grimley. Jim Gallagher should clean that one out. Breaks it down to Paul Carr, to Matt Gallagher. Matt Gallagher across to Martin Gavigan. They're doing well now, Donegal, playing the ball very sensibly out of defence. Martin McHugh is going to be fouled, and it's a free for Donegal, which McHugh will take himself. No, hold on, it's going to be a booking. Is it no? Play on anyway. And Armagh sub is trying to get on. Anyway, meantime, Sylvester is on the ball. Sylvester Maguire for Donegal. First touch for Sylvie. Gets round his man, trying to make room for a point. Then gives it to Martin McHugh, who should take the point, and does. (3-9 to 8). Very good work by Sylvester Maguire. First of all, by the Donegal defence. That was a good point. If it can be shown again at any stage, you can see it worked out from Gary Welsh right up the field. Good point. 3-9 to 8. Donegal coasting home. Martin McHugh. A good ball into very twisting ball, and the Armagh keeper who's doing well gets the ball out to Martin McQuillan. And so Martin, a longish ball towards one of the Grimley brothers. That'll be John Grimley. John tearing through there. Still going. He's got a man inside, and he just showed too much of it to Gary Welsh. And Donegal are coming away with it there. This is Brian Toohey. It is a nice fluent game in certain times, definitely. Jerry Curran. Andy Malloy. Martin McHugh. But broken down by Short to Smith. To McCumhaill. Fouled by Matt. Just a wee bit slow. Jim McCumhaill eventually takes it. And is it a point? No, not quite making it. Broken down. And it's a 45. And Paul Carr was in there. Probably conceded by Paul Carr. Another sub on the Donegal team. And it's Luke Gavigan. Luke Gavigan, I suppose, making his senior inter-county competitive debut. He wouldn't have played, of course, he's played a lot of minor with the county, and so the Gavigan brothers are on. Jerry Curran's coming off. Luke Gavigan is in the game. Martin McQuillan's kick goes to Gary Welsh. Gary's pretty busy today. This ball comes out towards Donal Reid. Donal Reid toward Brian Toohey. Donegal doing well in defence, playing it out of defence. Coming to Sylvester. Maguire. Maguire to Marty Carlin. Marty. Fouled. He'll take the kick himself. Does. Inside to Manus Boyle. That could be Manus's ball, but no, carries too far. Donegal could settle it down a bit now. They have 5 minutes of the fourth quarter gone. 10 minutes of the game left. Well taken there by Mark Grimley. Skelton and Toohey. Toohey kept his eye on the ball, got his fingers to it. Skelton. Too far left and gone wide, and Armagh waste another chance. Gary Welsh. Martin Gavigan wants it out here. And we're lucky so far. The rain is kept away, and another 10 minutes and it will be gone away. Or the game will be gone. Anthony Malloy is there, and the ball breaks very well to Martin Gavigan, who wanted the ball originally from the kick out. Martin soloing up the field. That could have been a good ball, but it's going to be cut out by McGeary. McGeary getting it, and he's fouled after he kicked the ball, and so Armagh will take the free, which is a little bit of a confusion now. It's a personal free, but it's going to be taken by the hand. No, Jim Curran says that will have to be taken from the ground unless the man who was fouled goes away over 50 yards to take it. Reel to one of the Grimleys, or to McGeeney, the ball breaking loose to Martin Gavigan doing a pile of work. Gavigan having a fine hour for Donegal. Still Martin Gavigan. Carries it too far. Free for Armagh. Aidan Short finds Mark Grimley. Into the square again with it. Jim Gallagher breaks it down to Jim McCumhaill. McCumhaill inside, chance for an Armagh goal, and it is points by McGurk. Kieran McGurk took the point, but it was a clear chance of a goal, and so there's 3 goals between them. Good work by Jim McCumhaill. Joyce, or Donal Reid, I think, or whichever it is over there, there's a lot of movement. Marty Carlin. Marty doing much better than he did in the Ulster final. Martin McHugh, plenty of space. Malloy moving, it's still high rate of this game. Malloy takes a chance and a point. Good point by Anthony Malloy. 3:10 to 9. Play still continues. It's continuing all the time. It's Joyce, free for Donegal. Martin McHugh says, settle it down, we're well ahead. We're 10 points ahead. I think I'll take this one from the ground, maybe point it, maybe drop it into the square. 8 gone in the final quarter, 7 to go. Donegal man injured, but the referee says, come on, play on. Joyce, I think, is injured. It goes wide, had the distance, not quite the direction. Brendan Tierney for Armagh. That should be Joyce's. Oh, very well held. And he also sold a lovely dummy after it. Very good play there. Gives the ball now to Sylvester on his left. And that's a good point. Great score. Sylvester Maguire. A great score there. Great work by Joyce McMullen before that. 3:11 to 9. Donegal have got their first 2 points. Armagh, Ollie Reel. Marty Shovlin coming with the ball. He's fouled Marty to take the free for Donegal, and taking it forward now. They hadn't moved back enough. Now Martin McHugh will take it from the ground. .3:11 to 9 is certainly one of the biggest scores Donegal have put on for a long time, and of course the rules are the reason. Martin Shovlin. Anthony Malloy. Marty Carlin. Malloy to Shovlin. He's a chance of a point. Oh! Yes, it's wide and very wide. And so many people will be wondering, Declan Boner is in the game now for Donegal. Declan Boner is in the game. Star of the intermediate final recently. And they have to be going on now with the play in progress. Anyway, that's Neil Smith. And that should be Jim Gallagher's. Jim working hard there, getting the ball out to Paul Carr, to Martin Gavigan. It's Joyce coming off, and Joyce had a good game, and he's getting a deserved round of applause there. He did his bit, free for Armagh. Aidan Short. Paul Carr will be going up with Grimley. Grimley wins it, and Paul was a wee bit unlucky to lose that. I would say John Grimley will take the free, and he should point that. And he does. John Grimley's third point, Armagh's 10th, and it's now 3-11, double scores, 3-11 to 10. Gary Welsh, 5 minutes left. 3-11 to 10. Anthony Malloy going there with Mark Grimley. Geeney was a good ball too, but Neil Smith fouled by Red Jim. Neil going to have a shot at goal, he does, but referee Jim Curran wasn't happy that it was taken where it happened, and so Neil Smith will take it again, or else somebody else from the ground. Neil taps it over the bar. No, he doesn't, into the square, and it's taken there by Jim Gallagher. Jim Gallagher out towards Anthony Malloy. Good bit of fielding there by Anthony, and he has men loose. Over elaborates a bit. Lucky to get it there, and he still has it. He could be... Gets it away, fouled after he sends it away, and so it's a free for Donegal where it lands. And now Manus Boyle, too slow, settle it down. And Martin Gavigan and Manus Boyle are both standing there. Manus will take it. Manus, who scored 2 points, Donegal's entire forward line has scored. Up she goes, and it's well taken there and tipped over the bar by Marty Carlin. That was a good score, and it was good work previously by Sylvester Maguire, and it's nice to see Martin Carlin getting in there and scoring after an unfortunate sort of summer. I see that in actual fact 10 Donegal players have scored. The entire midfield and forward line, and Sylvester Maguire and Donald Reid. 10 scorers, very unusual. And the ball coming into McGeeney, the substitute. He takes his shot, but it's gone wide, and so it remains 3-12 to 10 points. Very clear win for Donegal, and a good 2 points to start with. That's a foul. Now Brian Chewy should give it to Declan Boner. Instead he switches it to Red Jim. Red Jim to Paul Carr, playing very well out of defence, to Donald Reid. Donald's pushed in the back, he rides it, getting it across to Matt. Donegal obviously now the fitter team as well, because Armagh are at 6s and 7s at this stage of the game. I think that might be Luke Gavigan's first touch to his brother Martin, but it wasn't one that Martin would be happy with. It mightn't have been Luke anyway. And so the crowd's moving away here with 2 minutes left. Donegal have obviously won this game and have been in command for a good while. 3-12 to 10. Good start for Brian McAniff. Good start for the compromise or the new rules, and that's a point by Neil Smith. So it's 11. 3-12 to 11. And here comes the rain. Neil Smith, another ball inside of Grimley. A chance of a goal here for John Grimley. Will he take it? No, he takes the point. His fourth. And so we see an illustration there again of how quickly this could change if it were a close game. How a point or two can come very, very, very quickly indeed. That substitute McGeeney fielding it well there and giving it well to McQuillan, and giving it well again. McQuillan getting it back from McGurk. That's a great Armagh move, and it's nearly a great goal by Skelton. Armagh's best move of the game perhaps, but came off the post. It's come off the post 3 or 4 times. Jim McCumhaill inside to Martin McQuillan, getting it out to McGurk, takes a shot and takes the point. Armagh throwing over points. Goodo at this stage. That's McGurk's third. 3-12 to 13. Donegal relaxing a little bit, but they've won the game. It's the final whistle. Lovely sporting game. Big score, 3-12, 13 points. Donegal have done well. Good sporting game by Armagh. Very good game by Jim Curran under the circumstances, and so good start for Donegal. Martin Gavigan is a deserved man of the match.
The director of Donegal Italian China will present Martin with his nice presentation bowl, and I'll let you leave the table. And indeed, it's a great tribute to Donegal Italian China who once again this season are presenting Man of the Match award at our inter-county games. Give Martin a big round of applause there. Well done, Martin. The Junior B final between Burton and Gallachóir will follow in approximately 10 minutes. That's the Junior B final between Gallachóir and Burton.